Good afternoon, everybody. It's Serge Bogosian, the Hockey Guru. We're back after a couple of days of absence. We are down to the Final Four. Can you believe it? We had only 4 teams left in the pursuit of the Stanley Cup. Excuse me. So last night, what happened? Game 7. We predicted a Game 7 between Nashville and Winnipeg. However, we did not predict Nashville to get knocked out. We had predicted Nashville to win the Stanley Cup. However, Winnipeg came to play Game 7. Winnipeg proved to be just a little better, and Pekka Rinne did not show up. He only got to play 10 minutes, and that's not going to get the job done. Congratulations to the Winnipeg Jets. A phenomenal series, a tough series, back and forth. 5 of the 7 road teams won, which you don't see very often. And now Winnipeg is off to the Final Four. So we got Winnipeg, Vegas, Washington, Tampa. All right, so let's start off with the Washington Capital, Tampa Bay. All right, so Washington comes into this basically slaying their nemesis, their kryptonite, all the metaphors all in one. Washington beat the Pittsburgh Penguins, and they're back in the conference final for the first time in 20 years. 1998 was the last time. How did they do it? Washington Capitals are led by their top scorers. Ovi with 15 points, Alexander Ovechkin, Kuznetsov with 14, Backstrom, Carlson, and Oshie. And Tom Wilson is back after serving his suspension. And on the other end, we got Kucherov, Point, Stamkos, Palat, and Miller leading the point getters on Tampa. Now, if you're a Tampa Bay fan, Tampa's come this far. They haven't exerted as much energy as the Capitals, who've played more games, 12 games, who've played a lot of overtimes, a lot of long games, a lot of tough games. A Game 7. Not a Game 7, sorry, but a very tough game against Pittsburgh. And what's happened is Tampa's done it in less games. They've done it in 10 games. However, the goaltending, I think, is pretty similar here. Holtby is 8-3. With a 204 goals against average and a 926 save percentage. Vasilevsky's 8-2 with a 2.20 goals against average and an almost identical 927 save percentage. So where do we see the edge here? We see the edge in Washington. So we had picked Tampa Bay to go to the Stanley Cup final. We're calling an audible. All right? We're calling an audible. We can do that. We were wrong on some things, but we're calling an audible. So the Washington Capitals, we feel, are going to beat the Tampa Bay Lightning. I feel are going to beat the Tampa Bay Lightning just for the reason that they just have a little more balanced scoring, I want to say, and a little better top line. Ovi, Backstrom, Kuznetsov, Carlson, and Oshie. These guys are very tough. These guys are on a mission, to be honest. Like, what's the point of beating the Pittsburgh Penguins if you're not going to go through and win the Stanley Cup? So... Excuse me. So I think Washington is going to win this series, and Washington is going to win it in 6 games, just like they did against the Penguins. Tampa Bay is, I feel Tampa Bay has had the easiest route here. Columbus was a very tough opponent. Pittsburgh obviously was a very tough opponent for Washington. Tampa Bay beat New Jersey, barely got into the playoffs. Tampa Bay beat Boston, who were spent after 7 games against the Leafs, and who honestly are not as good as a team, who I believe is or the Capitals are, or Columbus or Pittsburgh was. So Tampa, Washington. Tampa won the season series 2 out of 3, but Washington's going to win this, and Washington's going to win it in 6. Ovechkin is going to the Stanley Cup final. That's right. That's what I said. All right, the next series, the big one, the underdog, the craziness, the miracle, the team, the expansion team, the first year, 1-year wonder. The Las Vegas Golden Knights are here in the Final Four. The Las Vegas Golden Knights are playing the Winnipeg Jets. The Las Vegas Golden Knights, it's over. I think the story is over. If you look at all the historical amazing movies like Rocky 1, does he go on and, become the world champion? No. What else? Rudy, does he go on and become a Super Bowl champion and right away everything happens? No. This is an underdog story. This is not, even for Hollywood, it's too good to be true if they win the Stanley Cup in their first year. So anyways, throw all that out the window. Let's break down the teams. How did Vegas get here? Vegas got here on the scoring of Marchessault, Smith, and Carlson. Vegas got here based on their amazing 5-on-5 play, and Vegas got here based on the goalie. Marc-Andre Fleury, 3-time Stanley Cup champion, and the way that he's played now, maybe he's an Hall of Famer. Okay? How did Winnipeg get here? Winnipeg got here with Scheifele, who's a phenomenal. Mark Scheifele was a phenomenal player. Wheeler, Stastny, Buff, and Laine. So Winnipeg has a team that I think could sustain and play with the fast speed that the Las Vegas Golden Knights bring. Winnipeg has a much better defense than Vegas has used to been playing. The deal breaker here for Vegas, the person that's going to make the difference, the MVP of this series, all right, the one that's going to tip him over the top for the Winnipeg Jets is Dustin Byfuglien. Dustin Byfuglien is having a phenomenal playoff. Dustin Byfuglien does it on both ends of the rink. He does it on defense. He does it on offense. He's tough. He can do anything. He can beat the crap out of you. He can score a slap shot goal from the point. He can give you that big hit on the D. The Las Vegas Golden Knights, yeah, they faced a guy like a Doughty. They did face Subban and Josie, but Scheifele is the one, all right? And Hellebuck, while he's not having the season, the playoff that Fleury's having, not that bad either. He's 8-4, 2.24 goals against average, and a 9.27 compared to Fleury's 8-2, 9.51, 152 goals against average. The Las Vegas Golden Knights, the dream is over. We've said this many times. We've said this during the season. We've said this before the playoffs. We said this in the first round. We said this in the second round. However, this time, I am guaranteeing the Winnipeg Jets are going to win this series. The Winnipeg Jets, led by their whiteout, their amazing fans. Not that obviously Las Vegas has great fans too, but the Winnipeg Jets are going to the Stanley Cup Final. The Winnipeg Jets are going to go to the Stanley Cup Final to face off against the Washington Capitals. I'm not going to spoil the ending, though. I will tell you who will win the Cup after this round. So it's going to be an amazing Final Four. Both series have a lot of excitement going on in there. We see long series in both. In Vegas, Winnipeg, I see maybe going 7. But again, we're going to call 6. So Washington in 6, Winnipeg in 6. And also something that's interesting. Alphabetically, the last 3 teams in the NHL, guess who they are? Washington, Winnipeg, and Vegas. Vancouver, what happened to you? You weren't good enough. So yeah, it's a little fun fact right there. I'm very excited about this Final Four. I haven't been this excited about this final, like last night was an unbelievable game. Well, the result, the way they got there was unbelievable. The game was pretty much not, it was Winnipeg's way the whole way. But how excited are we to see this Final Four? Washington and Tampa starts tonight. Vegas, Winnipeg starts tomorrow. Both are going to be unbelievable series. Las Vegas Golden Knights, this is your end. Washington Capitals, you're going to win, and you're going to face off against the Winnipeg Jets in the Stanley Cup Final. However, I could be wrong. I have been wrong. But this time, I'm not going to be wrong. I am going to be right. The Hockey Guru is going to be right here. And the Washington Capitals will face off the Winnipeg Jets. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back every day talking about some other interesting things while these games are going on. But we're excited. Even though we're only going to get one game a night, those games are going to be pretty big. Washington's tonight, Vegas tomorrow. Have yourself a great weekend. Enjoy it. And to all the moms out there, happy Mother's Day. And if you haven't bought your mom anything yet, make sure you do. Maybe buy her something, hockey related. Maybe she's a hockey fan. Anyways, happy Mother's Day to everyone that's watching if you're a mom. And if you're not, make sure you take care of your mom. And we will see you tomorrow. Enjoy the games and have a wonderful weekend, everybody. This is the Hockey Guru, Serge Bogosian. Ciao.